It seems that bullies have once again taken things too far, because a 13-year-old boy named Karan has died after a school bully shoved cheese down his t-shirt. This bully clearly knew that Karan was severely allergic to dairy. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know here for you on IO. Welcome back to InformOverload, your YouTube source for trending news. I'm Charlotte Dobre, and if this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. And if you've ever been bullied, why don't you hit that thumbs up for me? Normally on this channel, I try to keep it light and entertaining, but every so often I come across a story that's so heartbreaking I feel it's important to raise awareness. Later in this video, I'm going to tell you the opinion of an expert on why kids bully other kids and what can be done to stop it, so make sure you stick around for that. I don't know what it is about bullies and picking on kids that are different, but it seems to be a problem across the board. I was bullied throughout my life because I was different, and it had a really huge impact on my mental health. Things did get better eventually, but I want you to know, if you're a bully, I hope this next story serves as a lesson to you. Just because someone is different, that doesn't mean they deserve to be picked on. 13-year-old Karan Chima was a smart, popular boy at his school, Perkins C of E School in Greenford. According to his parents, he was so bright he could have been anything he wanted. Unfortunately, Karan had some pretty serious allergies. He was severely allergic to all dairy products. He was not only allergic to dairy, he was also allergic to wheat, gluten, eggs, nuts, and to top everything off, he was asthmatic and suffered from atopic eczema. Pretty long list. For this reason, the food he ate couldn't come anywhere near all the food I listed, so he had his own refrigerator at home. Karan knew he had a lot of limitations on the food that he could eat, but he knew how to manage his condition. It means that he probably told his classmates and teachers about his allergies, which means they all knew to some degree the severity of his allergies. Well, I guess one of his classmates didn't really get the message because Karan was chased by his classmate, who then proceeded to shove cheese down his shirt at around 11:30 a.m. in June of last year. Karan immediately went into anaphylactic shock. Just touching the cheese was enough for him to have a severe allergic reaction. He didn't even have to eat it. To make matters worse, someone called 911 and told the operator that Karan was suffering only from an allergic reaction. It didn't really sound that serious, but when paramedics got to the scene at around 11:47 a.m., they found Karan gasping for air and full of hives. While they tried to save his life, he was completely unconscious and stopped breathing shortly after paramedics arrived. According to the paramedic on the scene, Karan Opat, on arrival he immediately knew his condition was life-threatening, and that he had a high risk of going into cardiac and respiratory arrest. Opat tried treating him with Parental, an inhaler and an injection pen used for anaphylactic shock, but it became clear that Karan needed more help. While Opat was calling more paramedics to the scene, he was informed by his colleague that Karan had stopped breathing. While they waited for backup, he performed CPR on Karan, gave him adrenaline, and used a defibrillator. Karan was put on a stretcher and taken to the ambulance. He was alive for 10 days after, but died in his hospital bed at Great Ormond Street Hospital on July 9th of last year. So it's been an entire year since the incident, and the 13-year-old bully, who was not named because he's a minor, was removed from the school and was arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, but hasn't been charged. All that's really happened to him at this point is that he was expelled from the school. Karan's family was present in court this past Wednesday, September 19th, where they heard the testimony of the paramedics. It's clear that they want justice for their son. Karan's mother, Rina Chima, said to reporters that they want answers. She's devastated as a mother after losing her son, and her family has lost their brother. All of this really makes you wonder, why do kids bully in the first place, and what can parents do to stop it? Most schools try to combat bullying with a zero-tolerance policy, but it still seems to happen far too often. And this time it cost a child his life. So why do kids bully? Because, simply put, they get something out of it. According to Tony Volk of Brock University, the first thing that predisposes kids to bullying is that it's effective at getting what they want. They want to get something out of it. Popularity, sex, resources, the best place at lunch. This doesn't just go for kids, this is true for adults too. Now here's the dark side of this whole issue. Bullying is about power. People bully other people because they likely feel powerless in another aspect of their life, be it at home with their parents, or maybe a bully sees another child that has something that they don't, so they see gaining power over that child as a means of getting back the power that they don't have. It could be very true that a bully has been exposed to behavior at home that makes him feel powerless, but that's not true across the board. It could just be that they feel inadequate. It depends on the person. So what can parents do to stop their child from bullying other kids? Bullies likely start showing behavior where they're angry or depressed. It's important for parents to talk to their children to try to understand why their child is acting out. Then parents need to make it clear that bullying behavior is not acceptable, and they should also suggest that their child apologize to the victim. Bullying has a long-term impact on mental health. A parent also also needs to look at their own behavior and really think about how it could affect their child's behavior. It's not just up to the child to set a good example, it's also up to their parents. Alrighty guys, that is all I have for you on that story. Normally I respond to comments at the end of our videos, but in this case I don't really feel like it's appropriate. On behalf of IO, our hearts go out to Karan's family who have lost their son, and all the victims of bullying. Trust me on this, it gets easier. Thank you for watching Inform Overload. If you would like to keep watching, we put together a playlist for you that's right over here. And make sure you turn on notifications so you never miss one of our videos.